thousands every day. And it's tracked throughout the majors. And then batted ball data tracks how fast the ball goes off the bat and the angle it leaves the bat. So I'll be using those sets of data to assess situational weaknesses and strengths of hitters in an attempt to help pitchers target their weaknesses. I'm measuring a few things. One of them is hitter success, and I'm not going to be measuring it based on singles, doubles, triples, because those are kind of like, sometimes you can hit a ball really hard and not get a single, and it can be caught. But sometimes you can bloop a ball in there and it'll fall in for a double. And that doesn't really tell how well the hitter was able to handle that pitch. It just tells the outcome. So I'll be using the speed off the bat and the angle of the ball to determine hitter success. And then pitch type will be based on how far the pitch breaks, how the angle at which it breaks and how fast it's going compared to a fastball. And the pitch location, it's just X and Y coordinates for where it ended up when it crossed the plate. So basically what I'm going to be doing is, can I write on the board to explain?
What's that?
Can I write on the board to explain?
Yeah, if you need to. Professor.
So it starts off with, there's a hitter and a pitcher. And there's a count. So those are the three things you input into the program. What it does is it takes every pitch ever thrown at the hitter into account. It takes the pitches thrown by the pitcher. So some pitches have different pitches. Some pitches will have like a fastball, slider, and a changeup. Others will have, almost everybody has fastballs, but others will have like a fastball, curveball, and forkball, stuff like that. So it takes the pitcher's pitches and it filters everything by count. So for example, if the count is 2-1, 2 balls, 1 strike, the program will only factor in data that was recorded in the 2-1 count, because count changes things up a lot. So this is like independent. So what it does is it takes like every pitch that was thrown to the hitter. So it factors in location, which is an X and Y coordinate on here. It factors in the amount of break, so the magnitude of that line, and it factors in the angle of that line from the horizontal. And that's how it determines how similar one pitch is to another. So what it does is it takes a pitcher's repertoire, so the pitches they know how to throw. It tells the average break and break angle on those pitches. And then it takes pitches that were similar to that pitch in terms of break and break angle, and determines how the hitter will perform against that pitcher, even based on stuff from where he faced other pitchers. And so the final result will be something like this. There will be a big zone, and the hitter with that. Then I'm going to divide it into these little pixels. If you take one pixel out, it's going to be colored a certain color. Like presumably a brighter color will mean that the hitter had more success against it. And a darker color will mean that he was less successful. But what it does is it takes the average, the weighted average, weighted based on how similar one pitch is to another. It takes the weighted average of all the pitches thrown within a certain distance, so say 6 inches of this pitch. And like the ones that were really close to here will be taken into account more and given a higher weight. And the borderline pitches will just be used as like additional data points, and they'll be given a low factor. And so it takes the average of all of these, and how well the hitter hit them, so based on the data ball data, and gives us a color. So then, once each of these little pixels has a color, it'll be something like this. So I'm just going to use the thickness, like the darkness of the line, to indicate how well the hitter did. So it'll be stronger in some areas and weaker in others. And this will obviously be colored. So we'll basically have a heat map by the time we're done. So you can look at where the cold areas are and pitch the hitter to where his weaknesses are.
Can you just lift the microphone a little? Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically the design of the project. This is more of the same. Okay, so these are the areas of study: computer science and mathematics. And here are my two mentors. Professor Albert, he's done a lot of similar research, especially with baseball. He told me that I should use R, which is programming language, for statistics, and he co-authored a book analyzing baseball with R that will be really important to help me learn how to use R. And then Mr. Ruth, comp sci teacher, he showed me an introductory R tutorial, and I've gone through it in the last couple of weeks. And he said once I've read the book on baseball data with R, it'll be able to help me troubleshoot my project and debug. So here's my background research. Basically, I've found the Major Leagues database, and it's huge and it's hard to read. And so I need to figure out a way to structure all that data. There's a bunch of XML files, and like what they say is like, you can't read it, you need a program to read it for you because it's too confusing. And what PitchFX data tracks is like it tracks a ton of things. There's like at least 25 different there's 25 different data points on each page. So initial speed, final speed, top and bottom of the strike zone, which is based on the hitter's height, horizontal and vertical movement of the pitch, horizontal and vertical location, position of the baseball right after the pitcher's hand, so 55 feet from home plate, projected path, and the net angle of the break, and even the spin rate and spin direction. There are here. So several websites that I've seen actually like structure this data, but not in the way I would want. They structure it for a pitcher, and I would want to target a hitter. So I would need to create my own structure. That's the biggest challenge in my project. So yeah, a hitter I'll need about a season's worth of bats from them. So any hitter that's been playing more than a year should be good. And a pitcher I'll need about 20 innings. So that's pretty much every pitcher who's been around for at least a few games in the major leagues. And so the way I look at it, I'll need minimal data in order to do this, because it factors in not just pitches that were the exact same pitches that were similar. And integrity will be tested by seeing how well the program predictions eventually work for random individual situations. So by the time I'm done with this project, even if it turns out the way I'm supposed to, there'll still be like factors that I'm not counting, such as like the pitch thrown before the pitch. So like if I'm targeting a curveball, based on what the pitch thrown before that was. So if you throw a fastball before a curveball, the hitter's going to react differently than if you throw a curveball before that curveball. And so I'll want to weigh in factors like that, but I doubt I will have time this week. List of resources. So here's my procedure. First thing is to basically, first step is to make a statistic that shows that there's success against any given pitch. The next step is to divide up pitch types, but I don't want to categorize them. I want it to be fluid. Because one pitcher's slider is really similar sometimes to another pitcher's cutter. And so I don't want to be categorizing them as slider and cutter when they're almost the same pitch. And also, like, some pitchers' pitches that are the same actually move a lot differently. So I'm going to weight pitches based on how similar they are. So I need a range for similarity and a way to measure. So now within a counted pitch type, the program's going to take data from each pitch ever thrown to that pitcher, and it's going to take the pixel, as I explained earlier, and assign that pixel a number, and based on that number, which is success, it'll give it a color, so that I can have a heat map. Again, step 4 is to make a hot and cold zone. So now this is basically what the program does altogether. And then I might want to present it in a different way. Like for managers, it might be easier to just have a list of the optimal pitches to throw instead of having to get their heat map for every pitch type the pitcher has. And so, given the hitter, count, and pitcher, you can identify any number, let's say 3 pitches against which the hitter is most likely to struggle, and then we'll make it a lot easier to target the hitter instead of combing through all the data presented in the program. So my schedule right now, I want to finish reading baseball data with R by November 10th, and I want to have a good idea of how programs are by then. I'm going to start programming the data structure after that, and I want to be done by the end of winter break. Then I'm going to fetch data, perform operations, and so I basically want to be able to, even if the display looks bad, I want to be able to get from the input to the output by February 10th, and then all the time after that, the science that I'm going to spend working on this. Personal learning outcomes, I'm for sure going to learn basic statistical and graphical programming in R. I'm going to figure out how to navigate large databases with computers when it's confusing to do it by eye. And I'm going to improve my problem solving techniques because no doubt when there's a bunch of problems I'll need to kind of laser down and figure them. So this is basically what I've been talking about the whole time. This is what the outcome looks like. And so those cold zones are the areas you want to pitch to. So it's a zone style program, that would be what that is. And also the text style program, which I just explained, would be the one where it just returns the 3 best pitches to throw. So right now, okay, I don't have visible results, and I'm still learning R, and until I've done that, I can't move forward. So I finished the 8-chapter tutorial, and I'm about to start reading the book, analyzing baseball data with R. Implications, this could really change baseball if everything works out the way I want it to. And that would include a lot of things. But it could give pitchers an edge in the short run, but in the long run, hitters could use it to know what their weaknesses are and to improve their weak spots. And so this could overall, once both of those effects have taken place, this could improve how competitive baseball is.
All right, questions? Comments?
So you said right now this program is used in the majors a lot, right? But mostly for pitchers?
Yeah.
And you, so